In a bustling Nairobi suburb lived Amara and Layla, childhood friends whose bond was as deep as sisterhood. Amara, a talented artist with a gentle soul, had recently married her love, Ezekiel, a soft-spoken yet determined entrepreneur. The two were deeply in love but faced a painful struggle. They couldn't conceive a child. This silent heartache grew between them like an unspoken shadow. Layla, on the other hand, was Amara's opposite, vivacious, ambitious, and fiercely loyal. A successful lawyer, she lived a seemingly perfect life with her husband, Gabriel, a charming architect. But beneath her confident exterior, Layla hid a gnawing guilt about not fully reciprocating Gabriel's deep devotion. She wasn't a typical wife, or at least not what Gabriel's family expected of their son's wife. She wanted more adventure. She carried more ambition than she let on. Gabriel, on the other hand, was calm, warm, and never got angry. Even though she loved Gabriel, she found her marriage boring, and this made her feel guilty and embarrassed. One evening, Amara opened her heart to Layla. "I've tried everything, Layla. Doctors, prayers, disgusting herbal drinks. Nothing works. Ezekiel and I are losing hope," she said as tears streamed down her face. Layla, moved by her friend's vulnerability, felt like she needed to do something to ease her friend's worry. After some thought, she made a startling offer. "Amara, we are in the 21st century and that means advanced technology and all. Have you considered surrogacy? I'll carry your baby." Amara looked at her with a face indicating she had in fact thought about it. "I can't have a random stranger carry my child. A lot could go wrong, and I am not ready for such drama and heartbreak in my life." What if I do it? What if I carry your baby?" Layla said hesitantly. Amara was taken aback, overwhelmed by both gratitude and hesitation. "Layla, it's too much to ask." "It's my choice," Layla insisted, her voice firm. "You're family to me." Ezekiel, though hesitant at first, eventually agreed, touched by Layla's generosity. The medical process was complex and invasive, but months later, Layla was pregnant. Amara and Ezekiel showered her with care, their hearts swelling with hope. Their friendship and bond grew even stronger. They went to hospital visits together, ate the weird foods Layla craved together. Amara wanted to experience the pregnancy as if she were the one carrying her child. But as the baby grew, so did Layla's attachment. She began to feel the life inside her as more than just a gift. It was part of her, intertwined with her identity. Gabriel, noticing her emotional struggles, questioned her decision. "Are you sure this was wise? You've changed, Layla." "I'm fine. It's what comes with pregnancy," she lied, forcing a smile. But the cracks in her marriage were beginning to show. Gabriel was patient and understanding, but Layla was beginning to feel her love slipping. She snapped at him all the time and other times avoided him. As Layla neared her due date, her emotions became erratic. She began questioning whether Amara truly deserved the baby. What if God did not bless her with a baby because she wouldn't make a good mother? She thought to herself. She was battling intrusive thoughts each passing day. One evening, a stormy argument erupted between the two friends. "You think this is easy for me?" Layla shouted. "Carrying your child, giving up my body, my marriage, my life?" Amara, shocked, replied, "I never forced you, Layla. You offered. But now I'm not sure it was the right choice," Layla snapped, her voice trembling with regret. Amara stood in silence, shocked, the words ringing in her head. She turned around and walked away, leaving Layla standing in the rain, her chest raising and falling from her heavy breathing. Ezekiel, on seeing what had just transpired between the two, rushed to his wife's side. "Go to her. Make sure she gets home. I'll get a taxi," Amara said to Ezekiel while pulling out her phone. She was trying so hard to hold her tears in. "It's the pregnancy," she told herself. Ezekiel took Layla home and helped her get warm by starting a fire and getting her a towel and warm clothes, Layla began seeing him in a new light, one of compassion and strength, and feelings she never thought she had for him bubbled to the surface. A moment of weakness one night led to a kiss that would shatter their world. Racked with guilt, Ezekiel confessed to Amara. "It was a mistake," he said, his voice breaking. "It meant nothing." But to Amara, it meant everything. Betrayed by the two people she trusted most, she felt her world collapse. "You've ruined everything," she sobbed, walking away from Ezekiel and shutting out Layla entirely. Layla, overwhelmed by the weight of her actions, gave birth shortly after. Holding the baby in her arms, she felt an unbearable ache. She couldn't let go. She had gotten too attached. But Gabriel, who had watched from the sidelines, intervened. "This isn't just about you," he reminded her gently. "This child is their hope, their love. I know that, but I can't. It's not as easy as you think." Layla said, tears streaming down her face. She looked up at Gabriel hoping, but she didn't know what she was hoping for. Gabriel stood by her side, rubbing her back as she cried while holding the baby. She knew, deep down, that this was not her child. She had a loving family, and Amara would make a wonderful mother. Realizing the depth of her betrayal, Layla handed the baby to Amara, tears streaming down her face. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I've hurt you in ways I can't undo." Amara, though deeply wounded, looked at her former friend. "It's not just the baby I wanted, Layla. I wanted our friendship, our trust. I don't know if we can ever get that back." Months passed. Amara focused on rebuilding her life and raising her child, whom she named Nema, meaning grace. Ezekiel worked tirelessly to regain her trust, showing her that his love was steadfast despite his mistakes. Layla, on the other hand, sought therapy and worked on repairing her marriage with Gabriel. She realized how her own insecurities and impulsiveness had led her astray. Gabriel, though hurt, stood by her, showing her that redemption was possible if she was willing to change. Gabriel stood with her as she learned how to navigate her emotions and her new body. One evening, as Gabriel was massaging Layla's feet, she looked at him and asked, "Do you still want a child? Are we ready?" Gabriel looked up at Layla with a warm smile on his face. "Just one," he asked, and Layla burst out laughing. In time, Amara and Layla found their way back to each other, not as the inseparable sisters they once were, but as two women learning to forgive, to grow, and to cherish the beauty of their flawed humanity.